Hey guys, how's it going? Yep, a little late today, but you know what? I'm not running the gym anymore in the morning, so I kind of got to float around and do these when I can do them. So hopefully I'll get a little setup, and what I'll do is I will have a little stage setup, little backdrop, and we'll do these things as the questions come across, and it'll be a little more reactive because I'll just keep it set up. So one of the big questions we've been getting this week, and I titled this out, is how strict or how adherent do I need to be on a ketogenic diet to be successful? And I get that quite often, and that's a backloaded question. We know what the real question is. You know, how often can I cheat on a ketogenic diet? Can I be semi-strict? You know, where does that line fall? What do I need to do to be successful on a ketogenic diet? And you know, have my cheat meals or cheat days too. So that all happens at different levels of adherence. Okay, so if you are let's say you came from a regular standard American diet where you were just eating like a garbage disposal. Every meal that you had was coming from a Speedway gas station, and it was you know, a fritter in the morning, and let's say it was a fritter, you know, whenever, you know, Punchki Day seemed like it was every day of the week. You know, odds are starting any type of low-carb diet or even throwing a rock in that general direction, someone like that's going to probably be pretty successful, especially if you're in a real high weight class. So if you're, you know, a 300-400 pounder and you eat a standard American diet and you just start going in the general direction of a low-carb diet or ketogenic diet, you may be pretty dang successful in the beginning, getting through that honeymoon phase, and as opposed to someone who is maybe already in the 14 or 15% body fat range where they have to be a little stricter. So they ask that question again, you know, how strict do I have to be successful on a ketogenic diet? And I usually tier that out and at different levels of adherence as you progress through the diet. So, you know, level one, say you're just an absolute train wreck, all kinds of metabolic diseases. You are, like I said, eating out of a Speedway gas station. Most of that's gas station food, fritters, and everything in a package. So you could be very successful potentially in the beginning, losing a lot of weight, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose. Now, level two, you know, say, all right, so you've made some progress, and let's just for round numbers say, you know, you were a 400-pound individual eating like a garbage disposal out of a gas station, and you got from the 400 to 300-pound range pretty quick. And then all of a sudden you level off. And I'm using big round numbers here just for, you know, just to you know, give you a better analogy or a good example of it. But say you want to take it to that next level and you're really having a hard time. So you may have to stricten up a little bit more. You may have to dial it in a little better. So maybe you can't cheat as often, or maybe now going in and out of ketosis is no longer in the cards for you. Say, I really want to lose this weight. I used to be able to be real diligent Monday through Friday, and then, you know, kind of eat whatever on the weekends and then be fine going back on Monday, but now that just doesn't seem to work, which is probably the case for most people. Most people don't start to extremes, but some people do start extremes. So then they have to dial it in a little better, and maybe staying in the state of nutritional ketosis for 6 to 8 to 12 weeks at a time is more in the cards for them. All right, so maybe to get to level 2 and really start dialing it in, you have to stay in ketosis a little longer. And again, I'm referring to people with weight loss in mind. So maybe you get through level 2, and then all of a sudden, you know what, Jamie, I'm pretty hardcore keto. I make keto pizzas, I make the keto donuts, I never go out of ketosis. I'm always eating high fat, low carb, and moderate protein. But now I'm down to maybe 25 pounds from where I want to be, and it's just not working anymore. So, okay, so maybe level 3 of adherence is we got to clean the diet up. We got to chop dairy out of there, because a lot of times, a lot of my clients had trouble with dairy, not necessarily because there was a glucose response, but there was an insulin response, and there's also a lot of, you know, health issues. People have a lot of immune responses to dairy, so maybe we got to cut that out of there. Maybe we got to get closer to real food, so we got to stop cutting out all the keto versions of the treats, and we got to start weighing and measure things. So Jamie, all right, the summer's coming. I actually want my abs to show. I can't be as loosey-goosey. What do I got to do? So, all right, we'll get yourself a cheap food scale. Download my app, wink, wink. There's a great BMR for something to start with on the back there. That'll give you a daily caloric intake, and from there you can figure out your macros, or at least to dial it in a better place to start. And then you may have to start weighing and measuring your food, and it may actually have to be real food, less treats and snacks, and you may have to dial it down to a keto cheat meal once a week, which is kind of where I'm at now. Some of you see my pictures, they ask what my macros are. I have a hard time getting to the 25 grams, and I just posted this on Instagram not too long ago, so if you guys are on there, scroll back and you'll see it, what my current macros are and what my current percent body fat looks like. So you might have to really dial it in from there, start paying attention, start weighing things, and then now, your cheat meal, what used to be whatever on the weekends when you started at level 1, maybe way down to that dial-in phase, and you really want to lean it up. It may be a small keto cheat treat, so you may make some keto-friendly pancakes, or you may make some keto-friendly peanut butter pie, or something to that effect, or anything of that nature. And so the long and short of it is, I can't give you one cookie cutter answer for how to be successful on a ketogenic diet, because everybody's going to be different and everybody's going to start at different levels. And it's a growing learning experience, and it's a lifestyle choice. Another common question that goes hand in hand with that is how hard or how successful or how diligent do I have to be is, what happens when I go off? Well, you go off and you go right back to that standard American diet, same thing's going to happen. You're going to, expecting different results, with the same effort. You're going to get the same thing. So changing your lifestyle is going to be a big part of it, and finding out what's best for you, because in reality you may not want to get to the point where it's ripped and six-pack abs. You may want to just lose that 25 pounds, and you may be completely happy. Saying if you were really out of shape and your blood work was horrible, and maybe one cheat meal a week works fine for you, and that's going in and out of ketosis, and you don't feel like crap doing that, I can't tell you you're wrong. That's your decision. That's up to you. I like to stay in a state of nutritional ketosis for, up to a year at a time. I rarely go out anymore. It'd have to be a real reason why, mostly for athletic performance. I'm 44 years old, and the reason I got into this in the very first place was to look for that fountain of youth. I found it with nutritional ketosis, and I know when I'm being loosey-goosey. I follow that Paleo grocery list to go with it, and I just seem to do really, really well on it. Use real food as much as possible. Treats, I use as a port in a storm. Like I've had, I have bad days just like everybody else. I have stressful days just like everybody else, and I'll use those keto donut recipes on my blog to get me through those times instead of going out of ketosis, or adapt bars or keto cookies. Those are all great things. And the things I'm talking about, I try to link off Ketodaddy.com. So if you guys are wondering what the hell he's talking about, I try to keep them all updated on there. So check for that. But so to answer your question in a nutshell, it depends where you start. It really does. And it depends on what your goals are. Like I said, if you're just trying to get to that next level, you may have to dial things up. If you really want to get ripped, or you really want your performance, or Jamie, I want to really knock this type 2 diabetes to the curb, might be food scale time. Might be time to weigh and measure stuff. You might have to start, here's another good one. Jamie, I keep my macros pretty tight. Some of it does involve packaged foods. And I seem to have trouble staying into ketosis. Maybe they have a breath meter or blood meter. Sneaky carbs, sneaky things that are not on the label. So anything in a package, always buyer beware on that stuff, because I've found a lot of things, especially with using the Level Now acetone meter, things will just knock you right out. Or, someone will make something claiming it's a, keto pizza, and there'll be way too much sauce or vegetable on it. So you're going to have to find the liars. And if you're out to eat, don't be afraid to ask, what the hell is in this? And if they don't answer, don't eat it. If they don't know, don't eat it. I mean, you're putting that in your body, so that's ridiculous. Hey, what's in this? I don't know. All right, well, I'll try it anyway. No, that's dumb. At any level, keto diet or not, they should be knowing what they're serving. You should know what's going in that grocery hole of yours. So, God, I hope that answers your question. I hope I didn't get too long-winded. There's all kinds of tips and tricks. Keep them coming. I'll try and answer them as much as possible. Anyway, I'll be back again soon. I'm going to try to get a nice little studio set up here so I can do more of these as the questions come across. Anyway, this is Jamie, and I got to commend you guys all for thinking about what goes in your mouth. And remember, first and foremost, eat like you care about yourself. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.